Hey everybody, nerds drink whiskey. We are here at this is the, I don't know how many times they've done this. I think, is this the second? It's the second time they've done this, and it's the second time we've been here. South Sound Spirits Gathering, and we're going to be talking with a bunch of the distillers. Now, we've talked to most of these people before, so I don't think this is going to be as much about reviewing as we have 3 important questions we're going to be asking them, and we're going to see what our answers are. But most importantly, we want to tell you that March 25th at McCoy's Tavern in Olympia, Washington, we will be having our own event. So come on down there. We got interviews with some great people. Zombie Orpheus Productions has, they're talking about their new show, Strowlers, as well as Masters of the Metaverse.
Season 3 of Journey Quest we might touch on.
Season 3 of Journey Quest has come out, and so there's lots of zombie art. We have 3. Originally, they were only going to send us 1 person, but they found out how big this event is going to be, and now they're sending 3 people. Christian Doyle is going to be the first guest, first nerdy guest that will repeat guest. Yeah, so Christian Doyle is going to be back. Abby and his Christian's fiance Maggie, I believe. So we're going to have them. Dead Drift is going to come down. They're going to be talking about how they're actually now doing the video production of the graphic novel Penny Palabaris or something like that. And we also have our good friend Kevin Saint, who used to be in Pariah's Revolt. He's got a new video podcast called Cooking Ain't Complicated. He's going to be part of it. We got all kinds of great guests, so come on down. And then the bands, the after party, we got 3 great bands. So anyways, we're going to show a clip of 3 bands after Jeff says his piece. And those are the 3 bands we're having. So it's going to be a great show. Come down March 25th. But I don't know. What do you have to say about this year's gathering?
Well, I mean, it looks like we got a pretty decent crowd here. Some people I'm looking forward to tasting. I also want to mention that I believe doors open at 7 at McCoy's. So yeah, it was 7 o'clock at McCoy's was when we start filming. And yeah, I'm looking forward to drinking some whiskey.
And I must say that there was this horrible rumor started by somebody who typed something really horrible on the website that says the event ended at 10. We don't want to point any fingers, but because it was me. But the event does not end at 10. The event ends probably at like 2 a.m. and but it starts at 7. So get down there at 7. And I'm going to announce something right now about the event, and I haven't got approval for this. I'm not. It's better to ask for forgiveness and permission, right? Usually. So me and you are both great lovers of animals. Right? We both have pets. We love them dearly. We spoil them rotten. I have a rescue dog. We have a rescue cat. And we love animals. Our local animal shelter, we didn't get our pets from there, but we want to support our local animal shelter. So I'm going to say out of my own pocket, if you get there, if you are in the building of McCoy's Tavern on March 25th by 7 p.m., whoever is in there by 7 p.m., we're going to do a head count of everybody in there at 7 p.m., and I'm going to give out of my own pocket $1 donation per head to the Thurston County Animal Shelter. So this is out of my own pocket. So if you guys pack that place, you're not doing it for us. You're doing it to help all those wonderful dogs and cats that need a home, and to help the local animal shelter out, because I believe in them and we want to support them. So hopefully they don't get mad at us for doing this, but that's what I'm going to do.
I thought you were going to say everyone got a kitten.
I think everybody should go and grab a kitten from Thurston County Animal Shelter, and maybe a dog as well, I think. Yeah.
You
All right, we're talking to Skunk Brothers Whiskey here, or no, just spirits. Yep. Skunk Brothers Spirits. And why don't you introduce yourself and a little bit about the whiskey?
I'm Scott Donahoe from Skunk Brothers Spirits. The whiskey's basically corn-based whiskey, so good old-fashioned moonshine. We also make an apple pie out of apple brandy. Everything is locally sourced, locally made, and we do everything by hand. So that's the main thing. Keep it all local.
And what are we tasting?
Right now you're tasting the cinnamon moonshine, and whichever one you want to try after that. So.
All right. I think that is the strongest cinnamon of any cinnamon whiskey I've had.
Yeah, there's definitely a big old hit of cinnamon. A lot of them, it's kind of a subtle afterthought. Not so much in this case.
And then we try to make it a lot less thin, so or a lot more thin. It's not as syrupy as some. So, yeah.
Okay, so we got 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay, my question I'm going to ask you is, when you're distilling, what is the most dangerous thing to forget?
The most dangerous thing to forget, probably the barrel under the parrot, so our liquor's not going all over the floor. I think it's probably one of the big ones. Yeah.
All right. So our next question is, what is your opinion on no age statements?
Oh boy, I don't have anything aged right now, but I like the age statements. I like to know how my stuff is made, and yeah, my opinion is I want age statements. So.
Cool. So, what is the most important thing? What is there that your distillery has to offer, your products has to offer that nobody else has?
Well, ours is local to the gorge, so the Columbia Gorge. We do everything with locally sourced stuff down there, so all of our fruits come from the gorge or from our area. And so everything is locally sourced, locally grown, and we do everything by hand. So that's not necessarily something everybody's doing. So, yeah.
All right. Any final words for the viewers and listeners of Nerds Drink Whiskey?
Drink Skunk Brothers Whiskey.
Excellent. See you in a bit. That's our jump. Hey, everybody, Nerds Drink Whiskey. We're sitting here with our friends from Skip Rock. And now if you look at our intro, you'll notice there's actually a bottle of Skip Rock in the intro. That was a bottle I purchased from here last year. So, I sipped it very slowly so it would last. I didn't want it to be gone. So, anyways, we're trying. Why don't we hand you the mic and you can tell us what we're about to drink.
All right, very good. This is our Triticale whiskey. It's 86 proof, triple distilled, so pretty unique actually, in Washington State and U.S. whiskey. Triticale is a wheat rye hybrid developed in Scotland back in the 1880s, so it's one of the more unique whiskeys in a lot of ways. It's kind of got a slow spice note in there like the rye, a little smoothness from the wheat, but also it's got, I think I get a lot of like nut, a little apple, pear, and a little smoke in the background. It kind of reminds me of a single malt. That's what we get a lot from people.
It's got a little bit of a bite because of the rye, a little bit of the spice, but overall, I'd say it's a little dangerous because it goes down very easy.
It's 86 proof. You don't know it.
That does not feel like an 86. That feels more like an 80.
Yeah, I think so.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of dangerous.
All right.
So, what is the most dangerous thing people can forget when distilling whiskey?
Ooh. Gosh, that's a tough one. Most dangerous thing to forget?
What can you forget and cause the most danger?
Turning on your cooling water. Yeah, that's probably the most dangerous thing that for us when we're making whiskey is for when we're making it, turning on that cooling water. You got hot vapor coming out instead of whiskey.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so the second question is, what is your opinion on no age statements?
Besides no statement? No. Gosh, you know what? I don't have an issue with it. I think the industry's changing a lot. I think that there's a lot of creative barrel treatments, or even just like the dual or even triple barrel treatments that are really changing how things are done. But it would be nice at least to know what the majority of get an idea, a ballpark idea, if that's even possible. I don't know. I guess it's not an issue I've really dived into yet as much. I know I'm not to a point there that I have to worry too much about it, so.
And the final question.
Okay.
What does your product have that no other distillery has to offer?
My signature on the back? No. I think it's something that we've been doing this for a little over 6 years. We've been 2009. So like here tonight, we're the oldest distillery here. I started making beer when I was about 19. I've got a winemaking degree, 2-year degree from WSU. And it's just, I think, our time and attention that we dedicate to it. Even our walnut liqueur is a solid 2 years old before we put it in a bottle. We just kind of maybe take a different approach to it, long and slow, as much as we can. And we pretty tight cuts and put the best product we can in the bottle. Yeah.
All right. So any final words to the viewers and listeners of Nerds Drink Whiskey?
Drink often and drink local.
All right. See you next with another distiller. I love how he orders me around.
All right, Nerds Drink Whiskey here talking to Blackfish, and they are insisting that we taste their white dog, and he's going to tell you why.
So this is a little bit different. This is our unaged bourbon, and we had customers taste it right out of the still, and they said, we want that. And the reason is because we try to make our whiskey good before it goes into the barrel. So you'll notice that it has chocolate finish to it. That's from the chocolate rye in it. It's got predominantly corn, chocolate rye, and barley. And so it's got a little bit of complex flavor before it goes in the barrel.
I'd love at some point for us to, because you are so proud of your white dog. And I knew it's a white dog when I tried it. So I have preconceived notions because we're kind of getting known to be very brutal about white dogs. That was okay. But I'd love at some point to have both your white dog and your bourbon back to back with a blind taste test.
There you go.
With a blind taste test, and maybe ask some other people to try and see if they can see who can tell the difference of which is which. So that may be a future episode.
Well, you can certainly taste the difference because it's got the barrel flavor in it. You can certainly taste the difference because it's got the barrel flavor in it. Right. But and the white dog is a little bit of green, but it's a rich flavor that when you add it to a cocktail with a little bit of sugar in it, it pops the flavors that the yeast rob out of the grain and stuff like that. The flavors come back with any kind of sweetness, like a Manhattan or an Old Fashioned or something like that. There you go, man.
Now, we also want to ask 3 questions. Okay, first question is, what is the most dangerous thing to forget when it comes to the distilling process?
The most dangerous thing to forget when it comes to the distilling process. That's a good question. There's not a lot of danger in the distilling process, unless you forget.
You can
distill.
You can interpret this question any way you feel.
Tasting, yeah. Tasting is very complex. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right, so the next question is, what is your opinion of no age statements?
No age statements. That's a good one. A lot of people don't understand the rules around whiskey. There's very few rules around the class whiskey for aging. You can put it in a barrel and shake the barrel and dump it out, and that's a whiskey. So age statements are good if they're meaningful, like a straight or something like that. But if you're blending cheap whiskeys together and putting an age statement on it, it's kind of meaningless. So.
All right. So now Blackfish has been around for a bit of time. We talked with you guys last year, so we know you're at least a year old.
Sure.
Okay. So what does your product have what do you offer that nobody else has to offer?
Well, one, you had a good question. One, we are grain to glass. We grind our own grain. We mash it. We're not buying bulk alcohol. We're actually delivering a product that's been tasted at every stage. We taste the grain. We taste the mash. We taste the beer that comes out when it's going into before it goes into the still. We taste it at all different stages. We taste it all throughout the distilling process to make sure that the heads and tails cuts and the final processes give us the best and smoothest flavor. And we practice. Blending our barrels, there's just no end of decisions that are exciting about whiskey.
All right. Any final comments to the viewers and listeners of the Nerds Drink Whiskey podcast?
Yeah, be open-minded about white whiskey.
We love to be brutal about White Dog, so it's just us. So all right, see you in a bit with another distillery.